There is one deck that has been dominating the Illuvium Arena PvP leaderboards, and I'm gonna show you how to play it, what it is, and everything you need to know about it, so you can climb up in those leaderboards as well and secure your weekly rewards. The deck I'm talking about is Enchanter, Shock, Magma. We had a little bit of an iteration of this deck before, where it was either you brought in Enchanter Shock or Enchanter Magma, but by now we combined those two decks and have both in there. So we have two lines that we can go down to. Shock, you usually play against Colossus Berserkers, and Magma you play against mirror matches, for example, and versus most of other decks. So we have a mirror match right here, because that is mostly what you're going to be facing in the leaderboards in the ranked arena gameplay, because most people are playing Enchanter, Shock, Magma at the moment. So let's have a look how it goes. So first I position my units, my small tanks right here. I position them not in the front line. I position them in the second line. The reason for that is that Enchanter does more damage the more units you have alive. So if you have those small units in the front line, they're gonna be dying very easily, and then you lose a lot of Enchanter damage. So you wanna have those small bulwark units in the second line, not in the immediate front line. Then we're gonna keep skipping forward. Now we're gonna bring in the monkey, bond our ranger with the monkey to get Magma Enchanter, and also bring in the Kuko right here. Our monkey is not gonna go all the way in the front line because we need to protect it, but it's going up there because later on we're gonna bring in more tanks right here and right here. And those are gonna protect the monkey. It's gonna be the Lynx and the Singe. And that's it, that's all. I also position my ranger exactly behind the monkey, because his monkey is gonna come in here as well. So I want my ranger to attack the monkey, which is a valuable unit to get rid of. Alrighty. We have basically a mirror matchup right here, right? Pretty much the same positioning and everything. And we're gonna fast forward a little bit, and yeah, just the ranger left alive. Alright, now we're gonna put our two main tanks in the front line next to our monkey. And actually I decided to, usually what you want to do is the stand-up move is to put one left of it and one right of it. But because I want to win this mirror matchup and I need to bring in some variants to actually have a little bit of a different angle to the game, I'm gonna bring both of my units to the right side. Hoping that my monkey is not gonna get destroyed by the Lynx, and hoping that I can therefore have more damage over here in the main clump with the AoE damage that the Lynx provides with his stun, and also the Seer provides with his spin right here. Also, we want to have always our Magma Ranger pretty much in the front line, because then it applies this Magma field that you see right here to all the units. Later on we can actually put the Ranger in the back line, because the Magma field, the fights are gonna last so long, the Magma field is gonna expand across the whole platform anyway. Fast forward a little bit, seems like we made the right decision. Do we actually win this? Yes, we do. And the main problem here was that his Ranger was actually in range of my AoE abilities. As you can see, my Ranger didn't get touched, and his Ranger got slowly melted down by the Magma, maybe by the Lynx stun, and also by the Seer spin. And that is what wins us the overtime right here. Fast forwarding again. We're gonna bring in the last unit, is gonna be the Gazier, which is a little bit better versus mirror matchup, because there is a lot of AoE damage. All our units are gonna get some damage, and by having the Gazier in, it's gonna heal all those units back up again. You wanna play Adorius if the enemy is, for example, playing single target damage like Berserkers or Behemoth or stuff like this. And then we just have 50 mastery points left, and we're gonna bring in the Techno Leecher to just reduce a little bit of the enemy cast. So his Gazier is not gonna cast that early, his Kukulus and his Ranger is not gonna cast that early. And yeah, this team is all about casting. So if you play against Enchanter Magma, make sure to bring in a good Techno Leecher, make sure to bring in a good Biogenic Suppressor against that. Fast forwarding a little bit again. And it's a tough one, but we're actually winning. Let's see why we're winning. One point I want to point out, your Gazier should be close to units that like to cast, like our Ranger and our Monkey. Because once our Gazier is hyperactive, you see it on the yellow bar right here, it's gonna give it's gonna heal the surrounding targets, and it's gonna give mana to the surrounding targets. So you don't want to put your Gazier in the backline somewhere, because it actually has some AoE heal, passive heal around it once it goes hyperactive, and provide some mana. And we're gonna keep fast forwarding, and now we're gonna bring in some augments. Biogenic suppressor, less energy. You can also go for less healing. They're both really good here. And then we're just gonna go for maximum health on our team. The enemy already sold his 2 Earth Bulwarks right here and brought in the 2 Behemoths instead. So this is what you're gonna do in mirror matches in the late game, also versus other matchups. You're gonna bring in the Behemoths in the late game, because they're able to actually burst down single targets, which is what you want, reducing that Enchanter damage again. But in this case, we're set up pretty good. We're not gonna take too much damage, but I think we're gonna lose this round. As you can see, those 2 big boys are just smashing through our units. And then in the end, well, we barely win it actually. So it's not the absolute best move to bring in Behemoths in round 5. I would definitely always bring it in round 6. But sometimes you can get away like me here by upgrading your Ranger weapon, your Ranger armor, and not bring in the Behemoths right away. And now it's time to sell those 2 guys. I made a little mistake by putting in an augment on my units that I'm gonna be selling, so I lost a little bit more mastery points by selling them, but it's not a big deal. Bring those 2 Behemoths in, and now we need to think. We want our Behemoths to kill his Behemoths, or at least we always want them to target 1 target. To actually burst down 1 target. If we don't do that, they're gonna split the damage, and the Gazier is just gonna heal against it. So we're gonna put them all the way in the back line, and we're actually trying to block them with our Ranger a little bit, so they walk up later than the enemy. Let's see what happens. We have our Gazier in the front line. He can tank a little bit. He's pretty tanky. And since we lost our 2 Bulwark units, only have 3 Bulwarks left, we kind of need a little bit more tankiness in the front line. We have Cuculus and Seer on the enemy Seer, but he has this augment right here, which is really, really strong if you're not able to burst him down. Because once he falls below 50% health, he's just gonna be healing against that damage. So you can see it right now. He's not gonna get any more damage, and he's just gonna heal against the damage that we do to him. And as soon as the Gazier heal is in, he's in a safe position again. Also, my Jotun here had a good start, but then it seems like he cannot finish off the enemy Jotun, which is a little bit sad. So overall, we got a bit unlucky here, and actually he's able to take down 1 round. And now it is on. We're gonna put the Exalted Redemption Core onto our Lynx. We feel like the Lynx is gonna always take some damage, because right now it's the solo front line, right? We decided to put our Gazier in the back just to keep him safe, because when fights last this long like they do in the mirror matchup, they eventually gonna get through to the Gazier somehow. So I don't want to have him here and actually let him die after 20 seconds or whatever it is. We're gonna get some resolve against the magma damage, and then we're gonna just put on random augments. The rest of the augments are not that important. Make sure to block in our units here, and they're gonna stay on the left side. A little bit of a reposition, and then we just put on this augment with, I think untargetable on our Seer. Let's see how it goes. This should be the last round. Whoever wins this wins the game. We have 2 units on the enemy Seer, which is pretty good. And we have our Seer close to them, so his AoE damage is still also gonna hit the Seer a little bit. And now we're gonna hope to be able to burst down that Seer before the health regeneration can really help him. We made that happen, and now we are in the lead. We're gonna take down the Jotun next. Actually, our Cuculus is on the Jotun, but he's able to dodge a lot of attacks because he's air, and he should be able to stay alive for quite a while. We're able to pull through on the right side and win the matchup there. So it looks like overall we're gonna be winning this matchup. I'm not too sure about those augments. I don't like to bring in augments for the Jotun. And yeah, it didn't really work out. He couldn't even kill my Cuculus here. And that's how you win the game. That's how you play Enchanter Magma Shock. I'm gonna be streaming on later today playing this deck, so join in the stream. If you want to get some more tips, you can always ask me anything. And don't forget to click that link in the description down below. It's my Illuvium content creator link. You can click it once a week, engage with it a little bit, go on the homepage and click around, create a new account, create a new Smurf account if you're stuck, and if you want to try again to rank up your account. And this would help channel a lot. I would appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. I see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy. I see you up there in the leaderboards. Peace.